Our concern is obviously with kudzu bug is it's an invasive pest. It's new to Arkansas. It's one that we're going to have to learn to deal with. My concern is that we don't run out there and make applications that we don't need to make. So that we have established thresholds that have been developed in other states that appear to be working very well for us, and so we time our applications when we reach that threshold, and we don't disrupt the environment in that soybean ecosystem. And that's at a time usually that we also got bollworms coming in, or corn earworm, and maybe even loopers and some other pests that can really cause us problems. And when we remove that beneficial complex, that opens the door for those kind of pests. So, you know, we want to treat when we need to, obviously, but we don't want to make applications just because we got some kudzu bug out there. So if we time our application well, we may get by. If we had to spray with one application to get us in a good spot where where they're not a factor on yield, then that's where we want to be.
So the kudzu bug is a new invasive insect, and last year, towards the end of 2014, we found them for the first time in Arkansas in Crittenden County near Marion. So this is an insect that feeds on kudzu. It also feeds on soybeans, and it's actually become an economic pest of soybeans in other parts of the United States. We don't really have confirmed findings on soybeans in Arkansas yet, but we have found them in several kudzu patches. In terms of management in soybeans, this is a relatively easy pest to manage. It requires proper scouting with the sweep net, and it requires insecticide applications targeted towards the immature stages, or the nymphs. And we recommend a threshold of 1 nymph per sweep to trigger an application. They feed on the fluid, the phloem. It reduces the seed fill, so it reduces the size of the seed, the number of seeds that the soybean plant is able to produce. And by doing that, it can reduce yields. And in the southeast, they've seen average yield losses in untreated plots of around 20%, as high as 50 or 60% in extreme cases. Now, it takes fairly large populations to cause these kinds of yield reductions. When kudzu bugs are feeding in large numbers on the stems, they do leave a kind of dark necrotic lesion on the stem. It's pretty distinctive. They're a pretty unusual shaped bug. They kind of have a square box-like appearance. They do have an odor. They smell fairly strong. It can be irritating. Very mobile, very strong flyers. They were able to spread from northeast Georgia all the way up through North Carolina and Virginia over about a 2-year period. The problem with managing kudzu, and part of the reason it's been with us so long, it creates these underground roots that are stores of energy. And so you can kill off the foliage, kill off the stems that you see above ground, but you have to kill it again and again over a period of several years to actually eliminate a patch.
It can be devastating to our crops, but it's nothing that we're going to be overly concerned about. We have products out there that we can use to control this insect, but it will be something we will have to pay close attention to starting this year. Expect to see some in our sweep nets this year when we start scouting soybeans pretty hard. But as far as a different method we're going to have to use to scout for it, or different products that we currently use, those are basically going to be the same. So it's not the end of the world for us.
All our work is funded through the Soybean Promotion Board, and without that funding, we couldn't do the work that we're doing. It means a lot to us to be able to provide solutions and education to our clientele out there in the state. Without the Promotion Board, we couldn't do it.